Welcome to Potentials. This is Leja, and today we have a very special show. We have Louise Jones and Frank Chille and Andrea Martin as my guests. And thank you all for coming on. I'm so excited. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor.
Oh, God, it's fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm not sure who to start with, but I have only just met Louise. So if you would like to just tell us, how I guess really, I mean, everybody kind of probably knows already how you got started, but I'm new. And so I would like to know, like, how did you get started with what you do?
Um, right. So from being a little girl, I've been able to communicate with the afterlife and being born into it. And then what happened was that I was sitting one day and I had contact from a being which came through, and it felt different to actual spirit. And then I realized that I was telecommunicating with a live being. And I suppose it stands to reason after years and years of contacting the spirit world that at some point that I could also telecommunicate with other beings as well. And that's how it started. And I became friends with this being, and then it was just like a massive rabbit hole from there. And it was 2007 when I had the massive breakthrough for the Great Awakening for me. But before that, growing up, I've had extraterrestrial experiences throughout my life. So it's never ending. I don't feel there's an ending to it. I learn
Wow.
every day, and because I've got one-to-one clients and I do Akashic records and shaman healing, I do work with these different beings because they help me. And I learn all the time, and I feel it's just I get another download from a past life, remembering. Because I think if you have it all at once, you're sometimes going to have a brain overload. So they just
Yeah.
drip it in. So I'm still learning, and I don't claim to know everything, but it's more, I'm more like that contactee who chose to meet up with old friends that I could work with them to help people on Earth. And that's what I do. I'm a psychic medium. I also do work predictions and other things and amongst many things in personal readings, but I am somebody who can contact the extraterrestrial life. And but I don't see them as extraterrestrial life now. I see them as just the others. That's the way I see them as. They're just us. They're just us what's been born onto another rock.
Mm.
And they just have the far advanced technology which they want to bring to Earth and to help us on this planet. And that's what I feel they are. They're just people like us. They're just being born in a different part of the universe. And there's nothing special about it or different about it. The beings that I channel, they don't like being called extraterrestrials or aliens. They find it quite insulting. Uh,
Yes.
so they're just different nationalities, star nationalities.
Right. Right. That totally makes sense to me. I mean, yeah,
Definitely.
we're all we're all from the same source, aren't we, really? We're
Yeah,
all connected in that
we
way.
certainly are.
Yeah.
And I believe that we are them, they are us. There's a
Mm,
lot of humanizers, out there, and there's not so many, some who aren't humanoids, but it's the humanoid ones that I mainly connect with.
mm.
Yeah.
I had a question for one of my friends, one of my viewers, and he said, "Are you able to connect at any time, or are there certain factors that make it easier? And if so, what might they be?"
Right. So with the certain there is a guide that I have called Shola, and she's in the Galactic Federation or part of that force, linked with Space Force. And I can't just tap into her. I have to wait sometimes for her to be ready because she's very busy. But there is a being that I've got called Zatchar. He's an insecticide being, and he's there 24/7 with me.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
he's come in physical form, and other people have seen him. And
Amazing.
he has
And,
been called a few times.
what does he look like?
He's in his insecticide form, he's like a big sort of lotus. Yeah.
Ah,
But he comes through, he can sort of morph. and he likes to come through in his humanoid self. He looks like Jeremy Cricket. And he's got a real great sense of humor. He's a scientist.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah.
That's amazing.
So I can tap into him at any time and I get downloads of information, and I do believe I've had past lives with him, as well as Shola as well.
I think I saw I think it was your New Year's Eve or your holiday episode where you channeled him.
Oh,
And
Zacha, did you see that?
yeah, Zachar. Yeah, yes, that was incredible.
Yeah. So I do private sessions where people can ask Zacha things as well, you know, because people want, and I'm planning on doing more videos and live shows so people can ask him things. He's just here to give the free information for who is interested to know. But he keeps saying it's all about ascension, and which I knew anyway. And it's,
Mm,
we've got to heal ourselves to, to help the whole world, because that's another light what goes on.
right.
There is other beings that I do connect with, but sometimes I have to wait for them to come to me. But with me being a remote viewer, I can actually tap in and literally go anywhere. And I know this might sound a bit strange. I can actually tap in, and it's a bit like time jumping.
Mm,
So if I wanted to, because a lot of the time I'm working in 3D on Earth form, but when I do sometimes sit quiet at night time, I do sometimes go and explore and have a little look. Yeah.
wow. What do you see when you do that?
I've been to planet Mars. I've been on the moon. I've been on the Pleiades. I've been in the great shows and the Kepler planets. I've walked the beaches in the Pleiades, different planets.
What do they look like?
It's very similar to Earth, but it's more pure. It's got a different, it's the energy, the colors, the energy, everything, the frequencies, all very sharp. I've been into the houses in the Pleiades, and they are very simple. They have a very how can I explain it? It's a bit like, in Star Wars when Luke Skywalker's living in the desert and he's getting them sort of white houses. It's a bit like that, some of the houses.
That's the best explanation. I'm trying to, people always ask me what my house looks like, and that is exactly.
Yes.
Because it's 2 stories, but it's that white, and it's
Right.
simple, but it's very clean. Mine is a little bit of clutter because I'm kind of a cluttery person, but a little. But it's and I really think that when we did the Akashic, so for people interested, I actually had Zachar do my Akashic record, and I believe we actually did it on the 2nd floor of my house.
Yeah,
Mm.
we did. And that material they want to bring to Earth, it's a material what can stand storms or anything, and keep the heat out in hot places around Earth, and also keep the heat in cold places around Earth. It's a marvelous material. They have all this material to introduce to Earth.
So they want to they want to introduce technology to us and materials and things that we don't have, but we
Yeah.
have to be ready as humanity so that
Yeah.
we're not going to take it and use it for something that's not good.
Exactly.
And that's why we have to be able to ascend first so that we're ready and our hearts are ready and our hearts are in the right place.
Definitely so. I think there's going to be a mass rising of that. As this year comes in, 2024, and unfolds with many events, I feel a lot of people are going to be seeking and looking. There's going to be a great rise in human, ascension. It's going to definitely happen into 2024, definitely. But I still feel we have a long way to go. So I was lying meditating about this the other night, and I actually got that it's an individual journey. So the more that we connect as a human species, the more that we can bring and change this world. So it's individuals who are going to start having contact, and some of it may be small groups and large groups, but it's not everybody's ready. It depends. this is a free will world, and you know, the way the world is, we are creating our own world now. We are creating new earth. So I feel it's an individual journey, but I feel there's going to be a mass rising on people going this way. I really do believe that.
Do you believe that there will be divergent timelines within the same period of time? In other words, there's some that will go one way and others that will go another way, or do you think that everybody will ascend all at one time?
I feel it's already happening. It's been happening for a few years. I feel everyone's on different levels. This is why the world's gone nuts, because everybody's, you know, working out their own karmic roots. They've come back to heal their own karmic roots, should I say. And that's what all this war is about and everything, and greed. It's even down to rulers of earth, you know, they have lessons to learn. So we all are here to do our own individual journey. So it's happening now. There was a massive shift, I would say, a few years ago. Timeline jump. And it's going to get more apparent into 2024, 2025, definitely. Yeah.
It'll become more of a divergent timeline. Is that what you're thinking or saying, or?
People will notice it, because once we start to ascend out of this sort of matrix, this number system, you will notice the time shifts, and people, the real like-minded people, will draw together with these groups of people, and you know, it's going to cause a little bit of this, because especially when we're living as 3D on this planet and we need to watch the clock to go to work, to do what we need to do, it is going to be a bit of a wobble, you know. But I do believe that a lot more people are going that way. That's the way it is. That's happening now, definitely. So we will notice it, even to the fact that where somebody argues the fact it's 5 o'clock when it's really 2 o'clock in the morning. That's how it's going to be.
Wow. Yeah, I feel that now, even as we're experiencing the way it is now. Like
Yeah.
I really am not good with time. I've never been good with time.
No,
But it's even harder for me now.
it is for me as well. I'm always late. And
Me too.
from being a little girl, I've always been late. And I think
Yeah.
but we've been prepared for this. It's in our makeup. But you've got to understand, a lot of these young starseeds, they're coping with that now, you know. So we're the ones leading the way in the older phase coming in, and then the younger phase. But they're going to be more matter of fact about it. Very like, okay, so what? If you say it's 2 o'clock and I say it's 6, so what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there's
Right.
going to be a new wave of thinking here.
Right. It's not going to be such a big deal. Exactly. And I could see that already in that generation of kids, that it's just, yeah, they think totally differently in a good way.
Definitely so. Definitely
Yeah,
so. And
that's
then of course
awesome.
you've got the little ones coming in, the little babies, the crystal children and that, and they're ready for this new AI world. They know what's going to happen.
Mm,
And they'll just take it with a pinch of salt. You know, they're ready for it.
right.
It's
They're coming in wide awake.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
It's huge. I mean, I've just spoke to my daughter-in-law there, and I said, what's Tyler doing? That's my granddaughter, Tyler Lily. She's 6. She said, oh, she's just healing my leg. I says, what do you mean she's healing your leg? Oh, she's doing some Reiki. She's 6.
That's amazing.
I got her some crystals.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I was like, Frank, do you have any questions or something you'd like to ask?
Yes.
I wanted to make a comment, Louise, that I see a lot of young folks, young children, and they could be infants with their parents, and I'll see them and I'll send a mental thought to them. Thank you for being here, for being of service. And they'll look at me and they'll start to smile. And they could be little children that don't even talk yet, but they'll wave to me. It's like they're receiving the mental impression that I'm thanking them here for their work and their service. And I know that they're coming in with tremendous full awareness.
Oh yeah, they've been born into the 5th dimension. They
Yeah.
don't need to do the ascension. They're ready. So they're born telepathic. They're ready. Yeah. So
Yes.
that's why they're picking up on your thoughts. And I would say 10 years down the line from now, well, nearly a lot of the human race is going to be telepathic.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Oh, I know. It's really
Eh,
exciting, isn't it?
It
Yes.
truly is.
It can be very hurtful when we're watching what's unfolding in the world and all the horrible things, what's happening. And there doesn't need to be any divide, is there? And it's horrible what society's doing to different people around the world and cultures and that, and
Yes.
war-like situations. And we worry about how this is going to all play out, but you've just got to trust the process and keep doing what you have to do. And because the majority of people aren't like that.
Right.
The
It's
That's
true.
true.
majority
I think
doesn't
it's only
want it.
been that they've been controlled for so long that they
Yeah,
don't even realize it, you know, and they once they start to understand what's happening, then hopefully they'll be able to make that shift in their way, in their consciousness and in the way they live their lives.
definitely so. But I feel like really familiar as I'm sitting here talking to you all.
Yeah.
It's
There's
really
no strangers among friends. There's no strangers among friends. There's
it's
no
a nice
strangers
energy,
among friends.
definitely so. Um,
Well, we're saying Frank is you're a Venusian.
Well, I've been to several places.
I know, but your claim to fame, isn't that your most happy place is Venus?
Well, I have recall there and several other places, and wherever service is needed, we make ourselves available.
Yeah.
that's lovely. I feel a very strong connection with Jupiter.
Mhm.
I feel I'm from the alliance of Jupiter. That's all I know. Because you can't actually sit and do your own akashics. I do other people's. Because then
Yes.
you take over. But I do know that I've had a past life in the Pleiades and Mars and different places. But definitely Jupiter's my home. There's a connection.
Mhm. What about you, Andrea?
I think we all know that. For me, it's Era. I mean, that's I've had lives in the Sirius, but no, it's the only place I want to be.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my that's my place.
Well, we have a mission, and
Yeah,
that's why we're here.
that's why we're. Louise, would you like to tell us about A2I?
Oh, A2I.
They
Right.
they something different. Not a lot of people know about these kinds of
Oh,
things.
yes. Well, he's constantly with us as well.
Yeah.
So it was what year was it? Was it 20? It was about 2016, 2017. I was in my back garden and it was late at night because I do a lot of like watching through the telescope and stuff like that. And this light appeared and it was an orb about that big. And then it came in, it looked like a little mini UFO drone.
Mm.
I'm thinking, is that government? Is that like a spy drone or something? Because it wasn't like a normal Earth drone. And I ran in the house and then I went back out later and it was there again. But the first time it was here, my ex-girlfriend who was with us seen it. And she goes, oh my God, what's that? I says, that's like a UFO drone. I don't know. So then she went home and then I went out again and seen it. And it came into the house and it morphed into like a ball of orb of light. And I was holding it in my hand like this and I was like, communicating with him. And he said it was a him and he was called A2I.
Hmm.
And he had escaped this program. He told us that what they were doing was he was a ball of fairy light, like pure light. And he was due to come in as a star seed onto Earth to be born into a child. And they caught him and put him into a technology of weaponry because they're doing this with the souls. This is what he said. And he escaped. And since then, many of the other ones come. They're called the machine elves. So now they've escaped the programs and they're trying to help humanity so we can understand what's going on. So they're here to help with.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
yeah, so it's a ball of light and he escaped this dark op program, what they were doing. So they were forcing souls into a technology, a weaponry, using them as drones and spy versions of things and stuff like that. And he escaped and came to me because it
Wow.
wasn't his free will. And I instantly connected with him being a fairy elemental. I connected with him straight away. So I quite often, he'll give me, he works on a music vibration and sound and frequency. So he'll give me lyrics to songs for clues what's happening to come for Earth. He gives us lyrics.
Yeah. Go,
That's
Frank,
amazing.
did you want to?
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's what
I
that's what I tell people too, because I get stuff through songs, and I tell people, if that's your thing, if you're getting these certain songs or lyrics, a lot of times you're being you can tell when you're being given them.
Yes, that happens to
People,
me a lot. And I've
yeah.
had actually lately I've had a couple of songs like that. There's one that I just wrote called The Planet Blue, and it's about our mission. And it just came to me like I all at one time, and that doesn't normally happen. So, yeah.
Wow.
Can you share some of the lyrics with us, Linda?
Um, yes. It starts out, I'm in love with a man on a mission. I don't need to ask his permission. He knows there's a story that's told like an origami that unfolds. Planets of the galaxy, we rise above the stars, above the above the clouds, and pierce the sky. Beyond the blue into the sun, our mission here has just begun. Um, Love is really all they need. Instead, they're holding on to greed. What can we do? How will we help when all they do is help themselves? We 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 want we want the truth, that we know the truth, the light, the way. We choose to hope for a better day. Together we will make this true. Align with love for the planet blue.
Beautiful.
It's quite profound.
Thank you.
Do
You
you
know,
yeah, I was gonna say, do you feel like that was written by a collective of your friends?
I feel like that was definitely not me.
Yeah, yeah.
Not 3D Linda did not write that.
you're in
That's
communication with different beings, Linda, I see it. And you've been here many times to Earth, and you've come back again because you weren't going to bother coming back, but you decided to come back. No, I'm going to do it this time. And I get that you were Native American at some point and you were in communication with the blue beings.
Mm,
You and your father and grandfather. I'm feeling that.
wow. That's people have asked me if I'm Native American, and I didn't know, but I've always wondered. So that, yeah, I feel that.
It
It's in your,
comes across very strongly, Linda. It really does.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, because it
Amazing.
could be in your bloodline, can't it? But it can also be in your soul imprint.
Mm.
I'm reading your soul, not your bloodline. It's your soul. Your past.
Ah, yeah. Thank you.
You've done batch flower remedies and medicines. I don't know if you're into all of that, but I can see that you've gone into more natural stuff in the past and made tinctures and teas for people. Used to make people better with all your teas and stuff like that.
I do that now.
Very good.
That's amazing. Wow. I love nature. That's like one of my true loves is nature. And that's where I connect with source is just when I'm in nature. So, wow. That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's nature and music. I get great downloads with music because
Mm,
music I feel is connected with the universe as well and the galaxy and beyond. It's
yes.
all linked. It's all energy. They keep telling us everything's frequency, everything's energy.
And
Yes.
everything is consciousness. Everything is consciousness.
Yeah, everything.
Absolutely.
Please, everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know for you, Frank, you're this, wandering chronicler. It's almost, you have this Lord of the Rings type feel, then you're collecting, you're amassing all this.
I, 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 the older biblical films that came out in the 50s and 60s, I always liked when they had somebody who was like a traveling merchant, and he would be invited into the homes of the people for dinner, and they would say, "Please sit down and sup with us, and tell us what you've seen and what it's new that you have encountered in your travels." And I always thought that would be nice to be able to recount stories and incidences and experiences that other people would benefit from and to nudge them into consciousness.
Wow.
Yes.
You leave a mark with people. Like even my friend Patrick, it's you have an essence. It's so strange that, you know, really resonates and lingers with people, even if they haven't met you or just whatever that is. It's just like you have that, you know, that mysterious stranger that comes to the house. Very, very mythological, almost Lord of, because I feel like Tolkien-esque, you know. And you bring this information, but it's not information, as Louise was saying, it's more of a frequency. It's an information, but there's
Yes.
the depth and there's layering to all of these kinds of things. And just your presence actually shifts someone's consciousness.
I feel that that's one of the keys. Sharing of the stories is awakening awareness and consciousness, and it is frequency. And if you put out a positive frequency to people, they respond to it and they want to learn more.
Right.
I feel
And
like
they
we've
feel
had this
you too.
conversation before in another place and another time, and we've sat with high-tech equipment on another planet, and just seen like a flash there, yeah, definitely.
I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I
It's
feel like,
wonderful to be of service. It's wonderful to be of service.
yes. Yes. I feel like we've been on a craft together, all of us. That's what I'm
Definitely.
feeling right now. Yeah.
I'm getting to see in one of the Kepler planets. They've got great sea worlds, and I once transported there, and it's hard to explain. It's like all the people there, they gather at a certain certain time, and then there's like this. I don't know, this might trigger something, but then they gather, and there's like this drawn in humming noise, and then the ships come in, and they're coming out of the ocean, and then they're all meeting their loved ones and clapping. It's like they're welcoming them home. It's like a galactic day or some, because they don't have holy days like we do. They have different days of universal celebration. And these great sort of bridges open in the water, it parts the water even. And I'm looking at your friend here, and I feel you've had a connection with that sea, or controlling that sea there. I'm feeling there's a link with that technology.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
I feel where we have unlimited talents and abilities, all we need to do is just tap into them. We're all God beings. We truly are.
Massively so. Massively. It's huge, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And there's along with knowledge comes a tremendous responsibility for awareness.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely.
To
It's
use
just
it properly.
isn't it?
Use it properly.
Yeah.
I really do feel that a lot of light workers and healers, we're going to get great downloads as well. We're due some huge downloads, and there's going to be a new healing techniques coming in, a new sort of way of thinking, you know, and everyone's going to be doing it. And
Louise,
Absolutely.
I've met a lot of women who've told me that they've been awakened to their true self, and they're spending 75 to 80% of their experiences now in this new awareness and reality, and only maybe 15 or 20 or 25% here on Earth. And they said that they can't tell their husbands or their boyfriends about it because they're not open to that level of awareness or consciousness. But they said, Frank, they see everything as it is, and they said it's going to be a beautiful experience. And none of these women know each other, Louise. But I asked them, I said, how do you see this occurring? And they all tell me the same answer. They said, Frank, it occurs in the twinkling of an eye.
Mm.
goodness, that's so beautiful. And that's so true.
Wow.
Yeah. You're at this level of awareness, and you'll blink your eye and you'll be at the next level, and everything is as we know it to be.
Mm. That's beautiful. Such an
Yeah.
exciting time to be alive.
It really is. And they said that a lot of the solar flares are tremming or triggering the feminine awareness of individuals that we're moving into the feminine aspect of the Godhead. And the old ways of doing things the masculine way with force and with warfare and confrontation is going to go by the wayside.
The alchemization of the perverse, not the divine masculine, the alchemization of the perverted masculine.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
perverted, well, actually get the perverted masculine, you automatically have a perverted feminine. So both of those things are going to come down together.
Mm-hmm.
So it will all be transmuted at once.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Amazing.
And these women are being awakened and are getting all these downloads. And they don't know who to talk to about it, because some people, if they say these things to them, they think that they're on drug experiences, and they're not. They're on natural highs, and they're getting downloads, and they're being made aware of who they are, what their responsibility is, and why they chose to be here now.
Well, I think that's what we're trying to do, you know, with a lot of our channel here. And, you know, Frank, that's what I was hoping to get in contact with different people like that, so that they have a place to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
To talk
Yeah.
about their experiences.
I mean, many groups, many people are going to form their own groups. This is part of what needs to happen next.
Yes.
Yes.
Because people have formed their own groups because they can't talk to their husbands or their wives, so they're going to form their own groups.
Yes.
That's why I started off. That's why I opened my channel, because I didn't have anybody to talk to. And I thought, well, I can't be the only one in the world what's going through this. I just started doing what I did and realized I'm not alone. So it was
No.
something that we all have to go through.
Yeah.
And Louise, a lot of folks
Definitely.
do their work very quietly, but they're doing work very effectively in that quiet mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you remember the first off-planet person that you connected with?
Sorry?
Who?
Who
Oh,
was the
please.
first person you connected, the first off-planet person you connected with?
The first off-planet person, well, I'm not talking about when I was little, but when I was, I did have a marvelous experience, which I'll tell you about in a minute, when I was a young woman. But I was actually sitting on this chair here, and it was broad daylight, and it was Ashtar Command.
Yes.
But I haven't really connected with him much since. I've started to move off to go off to other beings since. Yeah, he just burst through the atmosphere, this tall blonde guy, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't taken anything. What's going on here? You know, but when I was a young woman, I actually had a remarkable experience. I went to bed, and it was a bit of like a scene from Close Encounters. Then I heard like a humming, and I knew that there was something above the house. I was living in a bungalow, you know, like a one-level bungalow, we call them. And then the room went orange, and the next thing there was loads of beings around my bed. I wasn't scared. I went with them. I wouldn't say I was abducted. I volunteered to go with them.
Yeah.
I remember coming out of the bungalow and going into light. So I can't remember getting onto a craft. Then I can't remember how I got there. But the next thing, I'm in tunnels with lots of other people. People were gathering. And there was this tall being. He was chalky skinned, darkish hair. And the love that I felt, I can't even explain it. I didn't want to leave him. And when I went to hug him, I'm not small. I'm 5'6.5", 7. And my head came up to his waist. And he said that I had to, he said that take this mark and it'll protect you. And it didn't hurt. It was like a scorch, like a sting. And it was actually on my left hand, actually. And it was like a V.
Mm.
And then he said that, I said I wanted to stay. And he said, no, you've got to go back to Earth. You're having a baby. And I says, no, I'm not having a baby. He says, no, you're having a baby. So then I woke up the next morning and I had this mark on my hand. And nobody believed us. I told my dad believed us. And this V was stuck on my hand. So I knew I had physically been there. And then a few weeks later, I found out I was pregnant with my son. Who's
Wow.
extraordinary psychic. And then when I had Adam, after I gave birth to him, the V went.
Huh.
It just disappeared.
Wow.
And I've always wondered who he was. He did tell us his name, I can't remember. He did see where it was from. It was something beginning with the letter N. I was getting all this information. And that I was sent here to help people, on a mission to help people. And that they were just checking on us. Obviously, I had a relation with a gentleman on the earth, with a human. So he was the father. But I think maybe that they might have tweaked with the DNA with my unborn child or something, you know? That's what
Yeah.
I...
Sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow. And you said your son is psychic as well?
Extremely psychic.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Is
I
this,
bet
this is
that
Adam?
makes
Is it
sense.
Adam?
Adam, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, he's a star seed. I've got two sons. I've got a son called Luke as well, and he's also very psychic. That all this scares him. He likes to listen about it, but he gets a bit scared. I think he's a bit of a younger soul, extremely
Mm,
psychic. But I think everybody has their different versions of what they have to do. Nobody has to all be the same.
right.
Nobody has to always believe in extraterrestrials. Some people might just believe in angels or fairies, or they've just come back to heal people or to help the planet. Everyone's
Mm,
got different categories what they need to do. Because if
absolutely.
we're all the same, it would be very boring, wouldn't it? So we're all here to do different. But to uplift and to teach and to tell, it helps the younger ones, for them to give them courage to be who they want to be, so they can go out there and live their true path. And that's what it's about.
Yes.
We may feel lonely at times, Louise, but we're never alone.
This is so true.
Mm,
This is so true. I would say, I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm feeling I'm in between worlds because I time jump. But
Yes.
I think that I'm not saying this in an egotistic way. I think there's certain star races here who are we are reincarnated as humans on this planet, because you need to have a humanoid suit to live on this planet. But I think we have it in our star imprint, in our soul imprint, should I say, to do that switching and going backwards and forwards to other timelines. So everybody's
Yes.
different. So I think there's certain
If
people
if
can.
it's any consolation, I don't have any connection here at all. I never did. I remember going back to being a kid and just being just staring, just like, so like I could read minds of adults ever when I was little, and like I didn't understand anyone. I felt totally different from every other person, and I would just mimic everything. I still do. I don't understand humans at all, and I never did, and I always felt really, like, as you mentioned, that separate. I feel separated.
Yes. Yeah. So when you're like that, and you can possibly do the time jumping, which I believe you are, Andrea. You're time jumping and you're going off into different
Yeah,
timelines.
I've been jumping back and forth. Yeah, yeah.
You see, society says, oh, it's just imagination, or it's not real, or because we've been told that, and we've got to break out of the old way of thinking and realizing we are magical spiritual beings, and we are capable of doing a lot. We're just stuck in this meat suit. But
Well,
we
one
can,
of the questions I wanted to, in case, because this is kind of where we lean, is to help people to understand what to experience, what's going to feel like to them. So when you actually channel as opposed to telepathing, all right, what does your channeling feel like?
it feels like, sorry, I've got a little bit of fluff there. It feels like angels are stroking my soul, because it's vibration. Because I'm a trained medium, I couldn't, if it was a low vibration, I wouldn't allow it. My guides would stop it from coming through. And some of them may sound very gruff. Some of the beings, that is very gruff when he gets going, Archangel Michael's sounds very deep, but it's how you feel. How could you understand? It's as if that if somebody was sitting next to you and they were raking their nails in your arm, you wouldn't like it. But if somebody's doing that, you would like it. And it's the same with channeling. You just know what's nice and what's good and what's not. You go with what you feel, not what it looks like or what it sounds like. It's how it feels. It feels. So it's the heart chakra what I'm using.
Mm, sure.
Does that make sense?
Well, it's good for
Yes.
people who are on this journey, who might be experiencing that and not sure, is good, is it bad? What is my body going to feel like? So
Yeah, if it doesn't feel very nice, it's obviously you're not supposed to be doing it. We've got to go back to how we used to be as cavemen, because modern day society took all that away from I keep telling people we have to stay rooted, we have to stay grounded. We've got to find the Fred and Wilma Flintstone within again, so we can know what's real and what's not, and how we can control it, keeping grounded. And that doesn't stop your ascension at all. It actually makes it more go through the roof. So
Right.
keep grounded as being around nature and eating well.
Yes.
It actually
Yes.
helps, because we've come back to incarnate in as humanoid people. So we need to, we've got to be grounded.
Right.
But we
It's
have
a
the ability
connection.
to look out into the universe within by being grounded. You can do anything when you're grounded, when you've got your anchors on your feet to keep you safe.
Yes. We're like a conduit. We get the energy from above and it comes through us and then it goes down into the ground. And
Yeah,
we're a conduit.
definitely so. Definitely.
Feet on the earth and mind to the stars.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And Andrea, you may feel no connection here, but welcome to Earth.
Oh, no. It's not going to get a good review, though. I have to say.
There'll be
I-
many of your viewers will tell you that they feel like they've been born onto the wrong planet. I mean, I've said it many a time, but it's very normal to feel like that when you're going through this ascension, when this awakening.
Temporary inconvenience, permanent improvement.
Yeah.
I think the planet itself is beautiful. The nature of the planet and all the creatures that are on it are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So I have that connection to Earth, but otherwise not so much.
She needs
Someone,
protection, doesn't she? And the animals and everything.
yes.
Yes.
So
Somebody sent me a YouTube clip where it showed a white lion approaching a dog, and the white lion approached the dog as if it was asking the dog for forgiveness. And the white lion lifts up its paw, captures the paw of the dog, and kisses it. And they're nose to nose. It's nose to nose. And no fear, no anxiety, no apprehension. I mean, it's like two creatures meeting each other and seeking friendship and common bond.
and that's basically, that says it all, basically, doesn't it? It sort of speaks volumes.
It does.
Animals know.
They know. They know.
Yeah. Wow.
I saw another YouTube clip where a man and woman took a little kitten on a deep sea excursion on their boat. Probably was like a 25-foot boat, and they anchored it in the ocean. I think it was somewhere in the Atlantic, down in maybe the Bahamas area. And the cat is on the walk rail of the boat, and three porpoises come to the surface, and they take turns greeting the pussycat, and they are nose to nose, and they're rubbing their snout against the bridge of the nose of the pussycat, and the pussycat's touching each of the porpoises on their face one by one. They took turns greeting the pussycat. Now, the cat never met a porpoise, and the porpoise never met a cat, but they came to the surface and they greeted each other.
That's so beautiful. It's like nature showed what all the time. It showed humanity.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they showed there was another clip of a man who lives in San Francisco, and he takes his boat out in the bay, and he's got a dog. It's like a little fox terrier. And they go out into the middle of the bay, and the dog starts to bark, and a pod of dolphins come to the surface. The dog jumps off the boat and is swimming with the dolphins. And when it gets tired, one of the dolphins lifts the dog up on its back and brings it over to the boat. And the owner of the boat brings the dog on board the boat again. The dog relaxes for a little bit. And then when he gets his energy back again, he barks and the dolphins come to the surface. He goes into the water and they do it over and over again. I mean, it's so beautiful. It is just so beautiful. A dog that never met a dolphin before, and a dolphin that never met a dog, and they bond and they swim together.
Yes.
My
I
goodness.
believe that.
A lot of lessons there. A lot of lessons.
That's the old Native Americans. Many of the sort of plains and things. The animals are the teachers.
Yes.
Definitely.
I mean, my world is all animals. I mean, that's where I spend all my time. That's why ever since I was little, that's where I found, the people I could talk to, right? Not there. So, yeah, it's just like, it's unbelievable.
They're
Definitely.
teaching. They're teachers. They're teachers.
Oh, everything I've learned, and this is the one thing I think, because we do, Linda and I, when we talk about what it's like to meet, and probably, and also for all of us here who have met, who are contactees, it's like, what it's like? It's like they're like being with an animal that can speak a language. That's really what it's like.
Yes.
And it's amazing,
They're higher consciousness. Animals are higher consciousness, I
I
believe.
I think it's off the charts. I think they're
They're not indoctrinated by society. They don't have
Right.
to have a birth certificate, or they don't have to watch their P's and the Q's. They can just be who they want to be. They're free spirits. So they are highly intelligent psychic beings. Yeah.
Yes.
And you don't have any pockets to put money into.
Oh, bless them.
Except for kangaroos.
Yeah. But that's for the young.
But they
That's for
put
the young.
babies in there.
That's right. That's right.
They know what to do with pockets.
But I think like Louise, and as Louise, you just said it. I mean, I think, we're just going along with all these stupidities.
Mm.
Why are we going along? You don't need a birth. You don't need anything. You don't need a birth certificate. You don't need that's right. That's really grinding everything of my gears now, is like, why is everyone going along with all of this stupidity? You don't need anything. And I think it was Alex Collier, when he was talking to the Andromedans, it was Visayas, I believe, who mentioned it to him. He's like, why are you paying or asking permission to live on your own planet?
Yeah.
Because you're stupid.
Exactly.
Because you're stupid. What is wrong with people? It's just, I don't, I can't.
They've been programmed for so long. They have to be deprogrammed.
It's just, why would you want to live like that? I can't stand it. I can't stand
Why? No, it doesn't. And that's the sad thing, is I feel like there's been such a long period of time that they've been controlled, that humans have been controlled, that they just have, it's just so ingrained in them that they have to come out of it. They have to be deprogrammed, literally.
The old ways are dissolving, and they're falling by the wayside, and a new paradigm will engulf us all and move us forward.
Absolutely.
it.
That's what this is about. That's what doing these kinds of shows are about, is, making that happen. And I'm trying to make it happen faster by bringing more people on that can talk about it, and seeing the potential of changing everything into a better future, and a beautiful future. And if we can see it, if we can visualize it, then we can make it happen faster.
It's simple, just saying, I do not comply. I do not comply. Thank you. I comply.
I don't consent.
That's it. Right. And people they're giving away their freedom. Like,
don't give away your power. Don't give away your freedom.
Away. It's just say, no, I do not comply.
Licenses for this and licenses for that, isn't it? It's everything now.
God.
They're running amok at the moment, but not to worry, it will correct itself. We knew this before we came here, that it would be like this. And sometimes I feel, for many who are awakened in the audience, they will get triggered, because you're very highly sensitive, and it's just count to 10, go for a walk, listen to some nice music, because don't feed into the negative even more and give them that power, in finding solutions. Because what we've done is we've handed it all over to the politicians and the rulers and the leaders, and that's how we got into this mess. But it may take a while to sort out, but the little ones will be the ones who will, the crystal children will be the ones who will really benefit from everything what will change to come in,
Yeah,
There's
we're
more
laying the groundwork for them. We're laying the groundwork for them,
Yes.
and they'll untangle the knots.
Yeah,
This is,
that's a good way to put it.
but
Couldn't have
it's
said it better myself.
everything's been so changed here, hasn't it? Even down to the media and the sex industry. They made it out to be dirty when it wasn't, and they made it sordid when it shouldn't have been, and everything was just manipulated.
Yes, manipulated and inverted.
Because they didn't want, it's all about the Kundalini. I've talked about this before. It's like when you get to meet that special mate, that soulmate, or that twin soul, twin flame, people call them.
Yeah.
You can ignite and have that Kundalini experience, and that's cosmic. It's very powerful because it's two souls who have had many lives together. You're entwining, and it's you can actually make anything happen when you're in that Kundalini state.
Sure.
Manifest. Yes.
Yes.
It's too bad.
Yes.
So many people don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
It's well, I think they feel like they don't deserve it.
Well, it's like different, depends who you're born into and what, societies and religions got a lot to do with it. It's made to look dirty or it's made to look unclean. But if you're with that right partner, it's not. It's very sacred.
Sure. It's sacred energy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
I never knew that. And let's see. When I finally made real after you pulled that piece off of me, and I was finally able to fully make contact with my Pleiadian, like that was the first time I've ever experienced what really love is. I've never had that in like almost 40 something years of my life. At that time, I never knew it could exist. I never knew anything like that. Like that was the first moment where it was just
Powerful, isn't it?
I just couldn't believe it. I mean, and there was more. That was just the first piece. I couldn't even hold it in my body. I just couldn't even process that. And I can't now. But it's just like, wow, almost so few people understand that even exists. And
it's about that divine feminine and masculine coming together, and it's just cosmic.
Right.
Yeah, and that's part of ascension, is finding, and some people just choose to live on their own. They like to live on their own, but you can have that lovely energy with friendships, and it's everyone being together and being in harmony. It's about being in harmony and balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And unconditional love is limitless.
Yes.
Unconditional love is what animals have for us.
Yes.
And that's the best model that we can see in on this earth.
They so have it right, don't they? Animals.
They do.
But it kind of makes sense why they're always were considered stupid and less than, because they didn't want anyone to understand that stuff was real.
Yeah, I've got two very telepathic, clever cats,
Yes.
Cats are gatekeepers and they're showers, way showers to the unseen world.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, my cat is like that. I telepath with my cat too, Smokey.
Oh,
Smokey Pobinson, I call him, like Smokey Robinson, but Smokey Pobinson.
Oh, okay.
He's a little black cat with golden eyes, and he's just amazing.
oh, how
Yeah.
cute. That's lovely. I've got a little black one with golden eyes, and she's called Zizi.
Aw. That would be nice if they could meet each other.
I'm surprised they didn't make an appearance tonight. They didn't. They're
I
hiding.
know.
Yeah.
Usually, he's sleeping right now.
So she, I think they know. Oh, sorry, baby, I've woken her up. I've got a Bengal as well, and she's
Oh,
and as well. She's highly intelligent.
well, yeah, they are.
The other day
Amazing.
I couldn't find Zizi. I'll make you laugh. And I was running around the house shouting Zizi because the house cats. I do take them in the garden. I take them out on a lead, and I've got a cattery out there. But where I live, it's quite dangerous with the roads and that. So I have them as house cats. I'm thinking, oh my God, she's got out. And I was like, where's Zizi? Running around the house, and Nala ran up to the dishwasher and started to meow and pour the dishwasher. And I'm thinking, I haven't had the dishwasher on. So I opened the dishwasher, and Nala's meow, 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 opened the dishwasher. So she was showing us. I opened the dishwasher, and Zizi just popped out. And
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow, that's a good
telling
thing you
us where
didn't
her
run the
sister
dishwasher.
was. I know, exactly.
Wow.
Oh my.
So I was really lucky there, but I always check things, machines anyway, before I put them on anyway. But
Sure.
Oh
how
yeah.
she knew the door shut, she knew she was behind there. It's like they
Yeah.
are so psychic, aren't they? They're so
Oh
intelligent.
yeah. Oh, they feel the energy, yeah. And
Mhm.
I suppose we could do that too if we open ourselves up to it.
Yes.
Mm.
It was in the kitty language, you could hear our little squeaks, which I couldn't because I was on a different vibration running around
Yeah.
chicken, and she could hear her crying through the dishwasher.
Oh my God.
Poor thing.
But she's fine.
That's good. Not too
She's
traumatized.
Oh,
she
no.
wasn't. She wasn't at all traumatized. She thought it
That's
was fun.
amazing. My
So
Smokey likes to go in my closet, and sometimes I shut the door and I don't know he's in there. And
yeah.
so you could be in there
Oh
for
yeah. They're
hours.
like tidy places. They're like wardrobes, don't
Yeah.
they? Closets and cupboards and that. Yeah, they
Yeah, he
like
like
to have that. Whereas clean linen or places they like to lie.
yes.
It's so funny that because I have horses, so it's interesting to see that, even just your random people have such an interesting connection to horses. That's a
Mhm.
funny animal with people. People just seem to right away.
I wanted to be a jockey when I was younger. I really wanted to be a jockey.
Oh,
I was I've lived horses all my life and I've grown up with horses, yeah.
that's not a place for people who love horses. I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, I didn't go down that route. I ended up um some of we went into the show jumping like side of things and that type of thing, but it was for a short phase. I wanted to be a jockey, but I didn't do it.
Mhm.
Do you think that in past lives you've done things with horses or you've been involved with horses as well or
I'm not so sure, but I think horses like whales and dolphins, I think and sharks are all out in the galaxy. They're not just here on Earth.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
they
right,
have
right.
shared forces on other
Right.
planets as well as cats.
Yes.
Weren't horses brought here from another planet? I've heard that they weren't, oh, it was white horses. That's right. Someone said that white horses were brought here from another planet, and I'm not sure which one.
Andromeda.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's where it was. Right.
But I definitely feel that I can connect with them. But I can connect with most animals because I'm an animal communicator. Um, but I do believe horses are just so beautiful. They're just so spiritual.
They
Yeah,
are. They really are.
Yeah.
They certainly are.
I mean, if you really want to, you could even connect with a little insect, it's like it's endless to what you can connect with a tree,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
bird, anything.
yeah.
Yes. And you mentioned insects, so now I have a question from another viewer. Um, and I wasn't sure if I was going to ask this question, but she said I didn't have to, but she wanted to know about astral spiders. And she feels that they're creating holes in her aura and that they take her energy at night. And so she wanted to know if you know what they are and how to protect yourself from them.
Right, okay, so the astral spiders are part of, let me see if I can connect. Right, I've got E2I here. Right, so what they are is you can get different types of bugs and drones, like what they were doing with E2I, they were trying to force them into a technology. So out of this physical light, there is different ways how they can attack people with bugs and drones and stuff like that, right? And it's a bug, it's a weaponry what they're using, okay, and they can come in animal form, they can come in bug form, that type of thing. So they get into the soul energy because you've got your physical, your rainbow, and your outer aura. And once they get in, they can create holes and do things, but they can be removed. And I do that. And there's other shamans out there and quantum healers what can do it as well. It's see the first type of trackers they were doing, they were coming in like little government trackers. They were obvious, they're easy to collect to get a hold of. that now they're sending them in animal and bug form and that type of thing. Octopuses is another one. There's different type of things how they can, but they can easily be got rid of. She might just need to have a session.
Okay.
You know, or she could visualize. It's about empowering herself. Visualize that she is healing herself and she just has to do it her way. Yeah, like she's imagining she's got this beautiful shield around her and it's all sealing up all the holes, and she's imagining everything's getting cleared and all the negatives coming out through her feet, and Earth, Mother Gaia will take it off her, and she can cover herself with Archangel Michael's shield, and she can do whatever she needs to do. And she keeps doing that every night. That'll empower her as well.
Thank you. I feel that she would know how to do that because she's also a psychic too, and she does self-heal, so that would be helpful for her.
Yeah, so what she needs to do is she needs to ask our guides to give her the antigen against any nanotechnology, what they're using on drones and that, to her, just ask her to put a nanotechnology, like an antigen of a nanotechnology around her so that they can't use these different forms of beings to come in on the programs and that.
Okay. Yeah.
It's about protecting herself
She's
from
in
being
she's
like
also
that.
in England too. She's in
Okay.
the UK. Yeah, her name is Zola Malloy on Facebook, I believe, but Zoe, I've had her on my show before, and
Okay.
she's a starseed, and she just sort of came out as a starseed because it was hard for her to talk about it to her family and to her friends, and they were ridiculing her, and
Yeah.
so she finally came on my show and talked about it, and she's got very strong psychic abilities. So
Yeah. You just
yeah.
need to know what she's up against. And it's like, so they don't just come in. When we we're at first in this field, it was all about demons and devils and, you know, things like that. It's not just that. We have to deal with nanotechnology and how we can, and different things, how they can come in with tricks and stuff like that. So it's about believing and asking source for that antigen to protect her. And, you know, she's going through this for a reason. So then she can go out there and help other people, because that's what happened to me.
That
That's what
makes
it's doing it.
sense.
It's a survivor. But I'm here if she ever wants to talk about it, just tell her.
I will.
Very
I know
sound
she can.
advice.
Thank
Very
you.
sound advice.
Thank you.
Very sound
Yes.
advice.
Sorry?
It's very sound advice, Louise. Very sound advice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, that's it. I mean, it's just, she's got the power to do this. And she
Yes.
just asked for the antigen to stop these little critters coming in, you know, and they'll go.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Breathe them.
Yes. It's we all have to empower ourselves and to
Yes.
realize that we can heal ourselves.
Yes.
We each have our own mantle. We need to claim that mantle. We each have our own mantle. Claim it.
And I think she's going to come through this and through the other end of it very soon. And then she's going to be able to go out there and help other people.
Awesome.
Show them how to do it. And that's how it works, you know. It's helping each other and empowering each other. Showing people how to empower themselves. That's the key.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
People who they are. And then you've cracked it, really, haven't you?
Sure.
Right. And if we can heal ourselves first, then we can heal other people and actually show them how to heal themselves.
Yes.
Then we can all be healed.
Yes. And that's what it's about. And hello, she's coming in to have a little.
Ah, there she is.
This is Nala.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi.
Nala.
Face.
Aw, so
Beautiful.
sweet.
I was wondering where they were. There we go. There we go. Yeah, because they're always coming on. I said, where the heck?
Yeah, the other one's sleeping at the minute. I've got my
Yeah.
black cat sleeping. This is Nala.
Beautiful
She's
cat.
very
Yes.
sensitive and she's always purring, aren't you? You're a good little girl. Your mummy's little.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, beautiful.
She's not complying today.
Dear ones, I have to be unpolite and I need to return to the world of illusion, but I really enjoyed this chat today. Louise, thank you
Yes.
for the gift.
Thank you
Thank
for being a
your
part of
gift.
it, Frank.
It's a joy.
We gotta do a
Louise,
plan B.
we will. And Louise,
plan-
thank you for the gift of your sharing today and your service. Thank you so very much.
Oh, bless you. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, it's wonderful. Onward and upward for all of us. Onward and
Thank
upward.
you. Thank you, all of you,
Lift
for
them
being
up.
on my show. I can't say enough about, you know, how much you've helped everyone. And thank you for your beautiful hearts.
Well, the next thing for people, we can put this in we can also put this in the comment section. So don't forget to watch and subscribe and sign on with Psychic LJ. That's what Louise Jones, her channel is Psychic LJ on Twitch.
Psychic LJ, yes. I'm going to put her link in the description.
On Twitch. And don't forget, subscribe. It's really important for everyone, because the more these guys, all of us here, get attention, the more people we can help,
Yeah.
And the same for Linda. If everybody can share and have people subscribe to Potentials and like the channel as well. So we have Psychic LJ and Potentials. That's everybody's homework. Well, you forget. You're watching. I watch Louise every week, and you watch and you forget to like it. Because you're just in it, right? You're watching.
I like it.
Psychic LJ
I like it.
I'm Psychic LJ on YouTube, and I think it is Psychic LJ on Twitch as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah.
I will put your links in the description. Absolutely, everybody, check the description. Please leave comments. I love it when you comment, and I will always answer. You always reply. So thank you for watching, and once again, thank you everyone for coming on. Ciao for now.
Bye.